when it comes to crafting, I sure do love to customize. Hello friends, Mayflom here, and today I'm starting to work on taking these little plastic containers that I've been storing more and more of my craft stuff in and starting to create custom. So what you see here is I have the container for size, and then I'm just doodling what I'm envisioning I want to add to this container. Now this can become flexible, we can redo this. I like to start thin and then add so that it becomes thicker. So now I can come in here with my pen, and this takes me a while. I would say it took me about 15 minutes to get this all just so the way I wanted it. I would remind you, however thin you draw, that's how thin it's going to cut. So I definitely always put it a little thicker than I think I strictly need. And this is going to be the glitter container. I just thought it would be fun and easier for me to see these hanging containers, what's in them, if they're decorated based on what's inside. Plus, I mean, who doesn't love a super fun crafty project? So, working on my glitter here, and then headed to my Scan and Cut because I can take any doodle that I make and turn it into a cut file. And the only rule is there has to be a line for the machine to be able to follow along to create the cut file. Super easy. Go into Scan to Cut Data. It's in grayscale mode, and that's fine because it's black pen on white paper. And then it's going to scan this in, and it just takes a moment. Once it has scanned it in and processed it, as you can see, it's recognizing and processing, then you're able to do any editing you need. That's when you can tell it just the inside, just the outside. You can tell it to ignore tiny bits and pieces. You can ask it to smooth things out. There's a lot of options that you can do, or in most cases, because I've gotten pretty good at understanding, nice, thick, dark lines, so you just need a nice contrast that it can easily pick up on. If I've done my job and made something easy for the machine to pick up on, we don't have any of that work to do. We can just preview and save it. So I did the inside and out because obviously inside the L, inside the letter E, I want those inside bits to cut out. And I'm saving it to my machine. We're ready to cut. I love that I can draw something and then it's that easy. Now, I envision more sparkles to my piece. So as you'll see in just a moment, we're actually going to add machine designs to my hand-drawn designs, which is something I really like to do. I feel like it blends best of both worlds. So I can do something hand done and then something not. Now what you see me doing here, I'm unifying. And what that means is I'm turning this pattern from a whole bunch of little cuts. I'm telling the Scan and Cut, treat it all like one cut design. Don't treat it like all the different cuts. What this will allow me to do is size it up and down or move it as one unit instead of a whole bunch of different things. Now what I'm going to do is go in and pick a few different star and sparkle kind of designs and add them in, very small, under an inch. What this is going to do though is I can create a whole pattern if I like, or not, but I can do them a la carte as well. But I can create a whole design so that once cut out, this whole entire thing can just transfer seamlessly onto my container and I'm good to go. Now I will tell you now, after I cut this initial batch out, I will actually cut out additional stars because I'll end up wishing I had more. So that does sometimes happen. That's just a reminder to you that it's always easier if you just cut out some extra, especially if you're kind of sprinkling things all around. Cutting out a bit of extra is a good thing. It's your friend. It's going to let you have some options when you get into the actual creative part and not have to go back and step back and then recut, which in this case, I caught myself right after I turned the camera off and went, oh, you know what? Let's cut some more. Anyhow, as you can see, I'm picking some different styles and I'm adding them to my design here and there. And this is a really fun way to create, I think. I feel like it's really fun to just kind of see the design and play with it. And I know once I cut it out, if I change my mind, I can always move things around. I can always alter things and it's not set in stone. But if I do like how it is, it's very easy. It's very simple to just work with it as it is. Now, once I have everything the way I would like it, then we're going to obviously cut this on out. Now, this is a really fun thing, the semi-handmade, semi-machine design selection. You can see that I went in there to half cut and turn that on. That's so that the vinyl will cut, but not the backing sheet. I do this in my scrapbooking too. I'll put some handwriting, but some computer, or I'll draw one part and then use something pre-made like a sticker for something else. And the Scan and Cut for scrapbooking all the way through to actually organizing my craft supplies can create any number of great options for me. All right, once we have got all of this done, it is time. I'm going to scan the mat because I want to make sure that my piece of vinyl, which is fairly close in size to what we really need, is going to work. I'm going in and unifying everybody. Actually, I didn't even have to do that. I just selected everybody and scooted everybody over way faster than moving all of the pieces to where the vinyl is. Way faster to just move the pieces over. Once we're good to go, it's time to cut. The machine has an auto blade, so it will determine the thickness and cut. And then we're ready to do our part. Now I'm trimming around this because there was actually quite a bit of vinyl that was not used, and I'm always trying to save as much as I can and use up as much as I can. And with the Scan and Cut and that scan function, I can use very small pieces. Once I have this cut out, it's time to get my pick tool in here to help me out, and I'm going to be weeding or removing all of the excess vinyl that I do not need. And I use that pick tool to help me make sure that the littlest pieces especially are separating from the parts I don't want, and it just helps me keep everybody in line and the transfer smoothly here of removal of all of that. With all of that done, we're ready to create. I have a piece of transfer material, that grid clear plastic that you see there, that sheet. It's sticky on the side that's facing my vinyl, and what this is going to do is allow me to transfer my vinyl from where it is onto this, onto my project, so that everything stays really nice. But also, when we get really into the fine detailed projects like this, the vinyl is very, very small and very easy to mess up or crumple or anything. This ensures you have a perfect transfer. So what's not to love about that? I do love something that's entire job is to keep me from making a mistake or causing a problem. So once this is done, and if there's little pieces there, you know, you can add them back on or save them. We're going to center this over. Oh, it's going to look so cute. And place it like so. And then once this is on, I can also go ahead and add any additional design. So I talked about those extra stars. Once this is transferred, and you can see here, I press very firmly and then gently and carefully lift, making sure that everything has firmly transferred over. I can now add all those other little bits and pieces if I would like to. So you see I have all my little extra stars there. And we can use the transfer material if we would like. However, with these little stars, I find that it's easier sometimes to just pick them up and treat them like stickers. Just pick them up and put them on wherever I would like. Additional things, I can glue rhinestones on here, or buttons, or whatever it might be that I want to put on here. But I thought rhinestones would look really cute on the glitter container. So I just took some rhinestones and some rhinestone glue and stuck them all over, which I absolutely love the end result. And I hope that you like seeing this as well. And I hope I've inspired you maybe to have a little fun with your organizing and your craft supplies or your household supplies. If you do anything with that, be sure to let me know. I'd love to see what you create. And if you have any requests for future videos, let me know that as well. I always love hearing from you.